Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Alexander, and this is the World Revolution podcast. And I'm here with a really beautiful friend of mine I met through the IST program, Mim. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Mim. Hey, thank you.
Uh, Mim, you're from Thailand, aren't you? And
Yes,
specifically, where is it? Bangkok,
Chiangmai is from the north, Thailand.
right? And that your name is Mim Chung.
Yeah. It's really interesting because my family is descendant from the royal family as well.
Right,
Yeah, so from Chiang Mai, we used to have before Thailand it was Siam, right?
right. It was what?
Uh, Siam before Thailand?
That's what it was called.
Yeah, Siam, and then in the north we have the kingdom called Lana Kingdom.
Right.
Yeah, and my what do you call that? My great grandfather, somehow related king.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually Siam took over the kingdom of Lana, and then it became Thailand.
Right.
So that's why I had the last name.
I believe you. Like my family have a similar. It feels like we're mirrors in a way. That yeah, my family, like in Sri Lanka, there were all of these kingdoms that used to conquer South India, Sri Lanka, and some of the islands as well below.
Oh,
And my family has a connection with one of the kingdoms that was there in northern
yeah. We have really good connection back then. I've heard about the history too about Thailand and Sri Lanka, right?
Sri Lanka. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is actually there is a connection, especially like because w- is it known that Buddha traveled?
I was gonna say that. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are a lot of relics and sanctuary holy places uh,
Mm-hmm.
that honor Buddha in a way, where it's said that he traveled there, um,
Yes.
and Buddhism is very big in Sri Lanka as well. It's said that he traveled there too, and there's some spots there, and yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I heard about that too.
Well, yeah. Do you mind sharing? We've spoken about this, but what was life like growing up in your family, and a bit of your background, because uh, this is probably the topic of the video, and if I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know so much about homosexuality or transgender, and so there's a lot that I know I can learn from you. So yeah,
Definitely. I love this.
open and share everything that you can. Yeah.
Yeah, so where you want me to start? Like,
Well,
how what was it like when I grew up, or when did I come out, or it was
yeah, I suppose like I can imagine like your family. You said that your family has like this connection. So that there must be like a lot of expectation that
definitely,
happens with my family. And
definitely.
so I can imagine it might have been hard for you to reveal how you feel to your parents. What
Yeah.
was it like? Did you know straight away as you were growing up, or um,
Um, I knew that I had feeling for, same-sex girls since I was in grade fourth. In But I wasn't quite sure. I thought it was just probably gonna come and go. And my family had been, know it all along, but they just almost like in denial. We never talked about it. I never mentioned it. When I was in relationship with a girl, I would say, "Hey, this is my friend," and my family know that she's not a friend, but they never talked about it at all. And So it was hard, and to the point that um, I tried to like dress like I dressed like pretty, not too girly, not girly at all, but I wanted to make them proud because I was the only one. I was the
Yeah,
only child.
right. That's like me as well.
And and my dad left my mom, since I was little. So I grew up with a lot of expectation, and also part of me was I want to be a man family too, take care of my mom, take care of my grandma. So anyways, I just want to make them proud. So I was like, okay, just gonna dress up like a girl and pretend that I like I I pretend that I like guy, and that lasts for like 7 days or something. And it was really hard. It was I have to really think back. Um there was a time that like my mom told me that, hey Mim, we know who you are, but just keep that inside. And I totally believed that. I totally believed that that's how my life was going to be. Just keep myself inside. And I didn't have any way out. I thought, like, she was really nice about it. She was like tapping my shoulder. I'm like, hey, just hide it. I'm like, okay, I guess. And then I came here to the US for work and travel program, and I learned so much about political, and back then it was Obama was running. So I learned so much about how to express who you are, and you're going to be supported and loved regardless of who you love. It doesn't matter who you are. So I gained that confidence back, but I still really want to make my mom proud.
Can I ask you, like, why did your mum ask you to hide it?
Back then I didn't know. Back then I thought she would never understand, or I don't know. But for right now, I think that's probably how she taught, how she believed. And I've never asked. My grandma is actually nicer about it. And
But in
I
Thailand, it's common though, right?
it's common in a sense, like, if as long as you're not, from my experience, as long as you're not in the family, as long as, like, okay, cool, you have a gay friend, that's cool, you can come, you can invite him over, but you can't be gay.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, your friend's cool, but you can't be one.
Yeah.
From my experience. um
I suppose that there was an expectation that um, maybe you're an only child. Like in my family,
yeah,
there's an expectation that I need to carry through the traditions of the family and
yeah.
have my own family and pass on the create more generations and things like that. Was that a similar thing with your family as well?
Yes, a lot of expectation. And because of I think my dad, because my dad left my mom, so she really mentioned that you have to take care of me. That's the culture thing too, I think,
Right.
with the Asian culture, that you have to take care, because she was giving birth to you. She gave birth to you. And when I came to US, and when I really expressed who I am and told her that this is not going to change the fact that I'm going to be me, and if you don't do anything about it, you're going to lose me, but I'm going to be the same person. It's nothing going to change. I still love you, but I cannot have you treat me like this. Like, by having me choose, I was with my ex-wife. She was having me choose. My mom was having me choose whether I want to choose her or my ex-wife.
Right.
That was really hard, yeah. And I And yeah, and then she disowned me for like 3 months.
Your mom disowned you?
Yeah, she said that word. Yeah, she said like, then you don't call me mom anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, but
No.
everything was good. Everything is good now, but back then, from her place, because of she wasn't, my dad left her and cheated on her, and until now, every even things is better, way better. There's still a part that is still I'm still working on connected with her.
Can I ask, why did your father leave the family?
Um, yeah, he was young, and I was very like little, like probably like 1 year old, like 9 months. I don't know, but
You don't remember your
yeah, he never he cheated on her.
yeah.
Oh, and one more thing that I think my mom caught it in the scene. Yeah, some scene that she wasn't expect.
So she's carrying a lot of pain.
Definitely, definitely.
Well, we've spoken about this as well. Like on some level, before we were born, even for some reason, we created the circumstances to grow up in, and
Yeah,
evolution in a sense. Yeah.
yeah.
So you then you came to America and you went to Wyoming.
Right, right.
And you met a beautiful woman who became your partner.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that happen?
So I was working at McDonald's, and she was a manager. And back then, I wasn't aware of anything. I would just want to have fun. I was like in university. I was 20, and I'm gonna be really honest with you. I had two girlfriends in Thailand.
So you did a report.
Yeah, it was something. During my university life, I was really if you want to put a label like as player. So I just want to really have fun. So
Yes.
when I met this girl and she's like American, and of course I just okay, and she liked me, so let's do this. And then I went back, and she really showed that she wanted to be with me, like serious want to be with me. So she flew from the US to Thailand just
Right.
to see me, and she managed how she came up with money, borrow her friends,
So
and
this is McDonald's in Thailand,
in Wyoming.
in Wyoming,
In Wyoming.
but then you went back to Thailand after that.
Yes, yes, because it was only like short programs, like 3 months.
Yep.
So I went, yeah. So he came back, and then 2 months later she came, and she told me that she really wanted to be with me. And because of how I grew up and because of everything, I had a fear of, being alone, like die alone.
Yeah.
So back then I believed that everyone's going to leave me and marry the guy because, for the culture, you want to just have so much fun in the university life. And once you're done, you can get married, you have kids, you have family. And I have heard that a lot of Thai people, they married with the husband,
Yeah.
even though they're gay, but they still just want to
Is it
protect their reputation.
right?
So that's what I thought. So when she showed me that she really wanted to be with me, and because of the US, it's more accepting, it's more open,
Yeah.
and I really had hope because of Obama, and I knew the way the country was going, that it was going to be give me more freedom, give me a chance to express myself, because I didn't want to just hide myself like my mom told me. And so when Cassie came, that was the only shot. I said I have to take it
Right.
because I want to be myself.
Yeah.
So I told my mom that, hey, I joined another intern program. So then I had a little money saved up. So I came like I think 8 months after she came to see me, and I came and be with her and try my best to make it work. Like try. It's not even I want to. Like I just really want to make it work. We want to prove to my family. And the reason when I chose her was it was from the place of lack already because I wasn't fulfilled.
Right.
That's why it didn't last. It only lasts. We were together for like 7 years, which is a long time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
got married as well.
Right, right. We got married as well. The only but before we got married, she cheated on me like 3 times already.
She had a family before she met you.
Yeah, yeah, she had a family. And that's another reason why I chose to be with her too, because, in my head I was like, okay, she's mature, she had married before.
Right.
I'm gonna be so safe. I'm gonna she's probably really want to be with me. She's probably want to settle. And that's my. I gotta say yes. I gotta be with her and make it work.
What's interesting is your mom um, was cheated on and caught your father in the act.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And yeah,
And
yeah. So it's like
yeah.
you manifested that.
Yeah, I've never thought that before. I mean, I've never realized that. Yeah. So what do you think?
um, well, there's lessons there.
Definitely.
Yeah. Um, I, in a sense, I believe that um, we're here to help heal generations before us, and so sometimes we have to go through the same things as they did to really understand it, and as well as honoring our own journey, but
Hmm.
coming through that, and then yeah, helping in your own freedom. Others may family, be it family, they may see that freedom in you and then free themselves.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I had to yeah, experience that, but I've never talked to my I mean, I've talked to her. Yeah, it was almost the same scene pretty much that I came to my own house. I saw a bike, parked in front of my house. I opened the door and I was screaming so loud. Yeah, and my ex came out from my bedroom, like our bedroom, and I couldn't remember at all. Like I remember the vibration, like it was like in like slow motion, but I couldn't remember like the word exactly. It was, uh, yeah, it was so hard.
So when all of these things happened, what did you do then?
With that happened, I went to Houston for a little bit. Even I knew like back then, I didn't have a visa. My visa expired. That's another reason I tried so hard to stay in this country. Back that happened before we got married because the law wasn't, you know, it wasn't recognized or performed. No, it wasn't at the federal level yet. So you could get married in New York, you could get married in, some other state, but
Right.
for the immigration it's federal, so it doesn't recognize that yet.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I went to Houston for a little bit, worked for a month, and then she asked me back because found out that that guy wasn't taking her seriously.
But then you would have thought like, well, what? So she's bi then,
Yes,
right? So that makes it a bit complicated.
very complicated. Yes, and see, I even now is I have awareness around it completely, but it's gonna be challenged if I date someone who used to date a guy or likes a guy too. But I have awareness that, you know, we are free spirit, spiritual being, we have feminine and masculine part. You just have to balance it out.
Yeah.
But sometimes I got triggered as well, because I wasn't since the reason why the reason why she chose me was because of I was already scared that I would be left alone. You know, I would die alone because of the girls that I'm dating. They can end up with a guy.
Right.
And then Cassie came in my experience, and she cheated on. I got cheated on with a guy. So, anyways, I was in Houston, and because I didn't have visa, so I took her back. And we were trying our best to like work it out, and then we got married once the law had passed.
Yeah.
Got married right away. I got my paper right away. We bought a house together. She went to Thailand with me. Like, we did everything. We went to counseling, but the part of me that haven't forgiven her completely. I brought up the past. You know, it was really toxic, controlling dynamic. And I didn't have any friends. Yeah, by the way, in Wyoming, there was no Thai people there.
Yeah, and it was very conservative as well, isn't it?
Very, very conservative.
Yeah.
Very conservative. It's really hard to share, you know, like, I was very liberal back then, but now I'm more like a neutral. You know, I don't watch TV so much.
Yeah.
So, but a good thing was sometimes like people will come up to me and say, "Hey, Mim, you know, you have changed my perception of
Right.
gay people because you just being you.
Yeah.
You're not. I feel you don't try too hard at all, and I just think people should love whoever they want to." That was I was so touched because I didn't do anything. I was just like, you know, hanging out with them and just be myself, and they just said that to me. So that was really nice. But yeah, other than that, the environment is very conservative. Like, they hunt, they love gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like immigrant. They ask me like if I'm from which part of China are you from,
Yeah.
all the time. Oh, Thailand. What, Taiwan? I'm like, no. Yeah, all the time. Sometimes, like, even though I know that it's like, I feel that I'm like Cassie's babysitter because she had kids before. Every time we go out, you know, I
And
have that feel. Sorry.
and you were good with the kids, like, yeah.
Yes. The little she has two kids, so the so there are Jalen and Savannah.
Yeah.
So Jalen, he's older, and we didn't have like a really like perfect loving relationship because of the dynamic that was going on, and a
What?
lot of time they got bullied too.
Right.
Yeah,
How did they take all of this?
so Savannah was the girl was she took it, she just didn't care, and it seems like in her environment it was better than Jalen, you know, he's a guy, he's a little young guy, and sometimes he didn't talk about it
Yeah.
until like we really asked him what's going on, and he just cried and say, "Hey, you know,
Especially in
my friends was teasing me." What?
especially in Wyoming as well.
Yeah, my friends was teasing me, and you know, I don't like this. I want to be with my dad, and you know, and it's we got a custody going on, and it was
Wow.
yeah. Sometimes I didn't know like what was it doing there. I worked 7 days a week because I just want to prove it that my worth in a sense as well, because when I didn't have a job before, so Cassie took care of me. So when I had a job, I worked 7 days a week, no days off
Yeah.
at all. Like, just want to prove that, you know, I work and I help the family as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the same time, I just didn't want to watch the kids, to be honest with you. I just want to do something, you know. And my thought back then was only, okay, this is it. This is my life. I have to deal with it
Right.
because, you know, I have to prove to my family, you know, I have to save my marriage. And there's a lot of, it felt heavy almost all the time. And especially the last breakup, well, she cheated on me with a girl, and they're still together, and I'm happy for. But the last one, it was, you know, we already bought a house. We, yeah, yeah. So that didn't work out. So I had to pack everything in my Jeep, and I drove to California,
Right.
and I had to start fresh. Like I had to. I remember a good friend of mine. She spared her office, and they had like a curtain for me to sleep on. Yeah, I did that for like I think 3 months, and you know,
So you roughed it out a bit.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And also like because of in Wyoming, I didn't have any money saved at all. I gave it all to contribute to the family that I had, you know. And my mom didn't like the idea at all, especially from Asian perspective that you have to save money for emergency.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that belief system carry on until almost now about you have to have safe money.
Yeah. So two questions that come to my mind. One, why do you think Cassie formed a relationship with you? And two, do you think your mum was concerned that she wasn't the right person for you, or was it the fact that it was a gay relationship?
So the first question was why Cassie?
Yeah, why do you think
You
Cassie?
think Cassie? Why? Why do I think Cassie is the one?
Well, no, why do you think
No.
Cassie? You know, you said that you had a relationship with her because um, you were seeking something.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't from your previous relationships. What was it in her that she was seeking
Ah, okay.
through you?
Yes. Back then, it was because of she showed me that she loved me. But right now, if I have to answer it right now, she's probably not probably. I know for the fact that she let me be myself because of Thai people. They'll expect me to be very masculine. That's another thing too. If you like a tomboy itch, you have to play that role. Does it make sense?
No,
No. Like you have to be handsome.
if you're going to be a tomboy,
Yeah.
right?
This is why I'm so passionate about my work too. That um, a lot of people said, "Hey, Mim, why don't you get top surgery?" And I'm like, no. You know, they really want me to be a guy.
Right.
So this is why I'm thinking, okay, so they see me as a guy. They can end up with a guy. Back then, that's, you know, my awareness was around that area. So the reason why it was Cassie, because she really let me be myself, and I feel safe when
And
I'm with her.
and with her, like, because she just got out of a marriage and she had two kids. What, like, was there any emotional abuse or anything like that from her side that was?
Um, no, not until her ex got married with a girl. Then there was a battle that, you know, who's gonna have kids. But before before that, no, her ex was trying to get Cassie back
Right.
too, but he approached it like genuinely. He approached it like in a nice way. So they kind of like friends. So there was no abuse dynamic from what I know. Might be like a text. I don't know. I'm not sure. But from what I know, there was.
But I mean, like, why, like, why did she get into a relationship with you? Like, what was her?
Hey, very good question. Um, it's a really long time, so I'm gonna have to think about it. Um,
Sometimes I ask
for
that
sure,
question.
for sure, it's probably she's never been with a girl before, and she always like really had feeling for girl for the longest time, but because of Wyoming, so she cannot express that she's bi.
Do you,
That's very interesting. I've never asked her.
do you think
I
she didn't really take uh, your relationship seriously?
She did from my understanding. Like she really took the relationship seriously, but because I wasn't happy within myself, from what from my understanding, that's why she cheated on me. And then when we went to counseling, she told me that she told the counselor that okay, yes, there was yes, she was abused. She was raped at 16. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. I had to go so far. I had to go back so. Yeah. Yeah, she was raped at 16, and she felt numb. I remember she was mentioned the word numb, and she didn't see sex or cheating on a guy was something meaningful. That's why she did it instantly. That's why she just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, she was serious, and yeah, but back then she was. I think she maybe because of she was like 31 and I was like 22, 23. So at the age 31, she wanted to settle. I'm not sure, but from what I know, that she loved me. She just wanted to be with me, but we never, we never talked like deeper than that.
And
Like why me? Like uh, if I ask when I ask her like why me, and like the answer was probably like I love you because I want to be with you. I never asked her.
and what about your mum? Like, what was it? Do you think it was because she didn't approve of that particular relationship, or was it the fact that you were gay and that was something that she wasn't able to accept?
Both. I would say both.
Yes.
Yeah, because on to the fact that Cassie married before
I see.
with kids.
You didn't
She
trust
might use you,
her.
and look, you don't have any money saved, and I don't have any plan, and I didn't finish school. That was the like that was really hard on Asian family that I couldn't finish the school.
So like, even though your mum found it hard to accept um, her daughter this way, uh, she still loved you, like, regardless of what she might have said. It sounds like she really did. She was concerned, like, that whoever your partner is, that person really does take care of you and treats you.
Yeah, definitely. And she finally everything was hard. Like everything was hard when the moment I decided I didn't want to come back. I told my mom I was going to come back, and then I changed my mind. And she couldn't take that for 3 months, And then I talked to my grandma and talked to her. I had to talk to her first, even, and my ego didn't want to talk to her at all. you know, that, but my grandma told me that you have to talk to her. So I talked to her and I told her, and I even asked her, hey, if Cassie was Peter, would you treat me like this? You know, she didn't give me any answer, but, and then my dad told her that, you know, like, because technically, this is what my dad told my mom. Technically, we're probably gonna die before Mim. So why can't Mim just live her life right now? Do you think that it's fair if once we die, she can live her life? Like, so you think that she gonna figure things out when she's 40 or something? Like,
Yeah.
you know, just let her be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and I think that probably got her thinking really hard.
Right.
Yeah, and then that day was okay. So I was on the way. Okay, here I was on the way. I'm going back to Thailand to finish my school, and I'm gonna be banned from this country. I think 3 years. Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out. I had towel, because the napkin wasn't gonna be enough for my tears. I'll tear, you know. So we brought like towel, and we were crying so much. And then we went. My flight depart from Casper, Wyoming, and it was going to Denver, and then Denver to Canada. And when I buy a ticket, the I called them and said, "Hey, I don't have a visa to Canada. Can I still buy the ticket?" And they said, "Yes. You're not going out of the country. You just stay in the airport. You don't need a visa." I'm like, okay, I booked the ticket. You know, turned out that I need visa, and I've been asking for Psy. I remember, like, hey, if the universe doesn't want me to go back, if this is my path of continuing my life in the US, give me some sign, you know. So I didn't have visa. So I couldn't go out. I couldn't leave the country. And then I called my mom, like, hey mom, what, this is a sign.
Yeah.
And my mom said, change the flight, go to LA or whatever, you know. So okay. So I asked Denver airport, hey, if I could change the flight to LA. And they said, yeah, sure, change the flight. But wait, your bag is already gone. Your bag's in Taipei already. You want to wait? And there was some delay. I don't know. So anyways, I couldn't go to LA.
Yeah.
So I called my dad. I called my mom, and I told my mom I didn't want to go. I think this is my path. I don't want to go. I actually don't want to go. I don't. And then my mom called my dad, freaked out, hoping that my dad will call and yell at me because he's the cops, you know. And like he can be really mean, even though we don't have any relationship because
Right.
my dad left my mom. So
But
for me,
you still like knew him from the outside.
yeah. So for me, he's like my father. I wouldn't like dad. You know,
Yeah.
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 Anyway, so my mom called. Okay, I'm gonna die. My mom's gonna freak out, and she said, you know, I talked to my dad, and yeah, you can stay. I will be trying to understand, and I just want you to be happy. Your happy is the most important thing. And I'm like, oh, she finally gets it. And and yeah, I didn't go back. That
Wow.
was it. And Cassie drove to Denver that day. So she drove 5 hours. We drove 2 hours to Casper, and she drove back to Gillette. So 2 hours back and forth, and then another 5 hours just to pick me up to Denver from Denver.
Right.
Yeah, so interesting.
And so then you went to it after you finally let go of the relationship and
Yeah.
you were done. Then you went to LA.
Yes. Came to LA, start fresh. So scared. I was so scared. Um, that how would I get, you know, how am I gonna make it? But I'm surrounded with, you know, good friends, and I was introduced to a lot of like nightclub scene. So I missed my 20, so I invested. my I was looking for happiness
Right.
that I couldn't, find, like, or get fulfilled, or
California is very different to Wyoming.
yeah. Oh, thank goodness, it was
It's more liberal.
yeah, beautiful. People accept more accepting. They're
Like
diversity.
it was like a new lease on life. Would you say
I'm sorry.
it was like a new lease on life? Like you're starting, yeah, in a different world, and yeah,
So, yeah. In the same time, like the first 3 months when I moved here, I wasn't like, of course I couldn't save my marriage, so no
same.
wonder. I was very sad still. But I went out party, and I was still in the process of moving on and find myself again. Yeah, so a lot of times I got, like, since I missed all my 20s, I moved here like when I was 27, and I had to babysit her kids and work so hard 7 days a week. So I missed out 7 years of my 20s.
Yeah,
So I invest a lot in, like, drug, rave, party,
yeah.
alcohol.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like yeah. And it was one day, it just hit me one day that, what am I doing, before I really dive into spiritual path.
Yeah,
There was a house party, and it was on ecstasy,
yeah,
I remember. And then there was a time that I had, like, withdrawal feeling, and it took all my, like, happy, endorphin.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then my friend came and want to talk to me, and he approached me, and like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, stop talking to me. Like, I was that person who was, like, sitting in the corner looking all weird, just like the movie. I'm like, ah, it was so bad. And I woke up, and then I talked to myself, like, what am I doing? I know in my heart that I want to be in service. I want to help people. I always have the need of searching what's happiness, or, like, I want to feel complete or fulfilled. I just don't want to pay bill and die, like a circle of life. I don't want to say yes to the life that I just got out from Wyoming anymore.
Yeah,
Like, it's circle, work, sleep, you know. In California, big work, sleep, party, sleep, work.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I just, you know, search on Instagram and reach out to my friend.
Well, let me ask you this because usually in my podcast I'll ask this question first, but we sort of
Oh yeah, yeah, totally, yeah.
what what is your life purpose?
I've been searching for that too. Like, what is it? Is, like, there is a title of that, but actually for me, it just the revealing, the process of becoming the more and the more and the more version of yourself, whatever that is. I always thought before that you have to have the label. What's your purpose? I am helping people. I'm coaching. I'm a healer. I'm a trainer, or whatever you want to call it. I thought for the longest time that you have to have the name for it. And I think, like, a lot of people that I know, their purpose change, and that's okay too. So as long as you become yourself and express your excitement and do whatever you want to do that align with your heart, I think that's purpose. So for me right now, it is, one of it is I am my mom. and also helping people to really become themselves authentically and really, really like get to the core, especially LGBT. I really, really wanted to get to the core of their being, just to help them in whatever I can, whether they have a problem with, challenge in like struggling in coming out, or, relationships or career, or, anything. And I'm like, I know that the lesson that I've been learning in the past is leading to something that I can teach people.
Yeah,
Yeah. Does it make sense?
it does. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So for me, I don't have even though it might change in 2 years or 5 years. It's okay as long as I'm expressing myself and be myself and expand. Yeah. So if you want to, if if you really want, my answer is probably just to be myself in the most conscious way possible. I mean, to be myself and express myself fully.
I would say that everything that you've gone through in life, everything about you, uh, there's there's probably a reason for all of that that goes beyond what we know. Um, but yeah, I would say it's the reasons why you feel that way. There's some greater meaning, purpose behind that to help
Definitely.
who are going through similar things. Because
Yeah,
I haven't
definitely.
experienced the journey that you have, but I know that there would be a lot of suffering and struggles with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
remember like 2 years ago, I still said to myself that I regretted so much about the experience that I had. I gave up my family, gave up education. I that was the worst time. I regretted so much, but then things changed, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for, I'm so proud of myself that I finally embody and see that journey as a blessing. Like, I wouldn't be here. Like, every time I think about Cassie, I always think positive and always send her love. I'm gonna cry. Anyways, when I do meditation, I always send her love, like, because she really brought out the best, you know, not the best of me, like, but the expansion that I needed to learn. Yeah.
why are we here?
Why are we here?
Yeah, on the planet.
To experience human experience,
Mm.
to the evolution. Hmm. Yeah, to experience human experience to the fullest. What about you?
Um, well, I suppose there's no real meaning to why we're here.
Right.
uh, but I think that the universe itself goes through cycles where um, it expresses itself through everything. And there are some of the darkest parts that life can be explored and understood and experienced. And then there can be the most amazing, beautiful, undescribable ways of experiencing. And I know that my soul has come here on the planet to experience the best, or what what can't be described, just how amazing
Right.
everything really is. Um, and I think maybe now, this time on the planet, there's stuff going on where people are starting to become more consciously aware to
Mhm.
the true nature of what they are.
Right.
So I believe that a few of us are here to go through challenges in life, figure it out in a sense through our experiences, and then be a living example of that so that others can find or discover themselves in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, what is the kind of work that you do now? So you're in LA now, and
Mhm.
and you've got a business. It's high, high,
High five, high five, high five,
high
high
vibe.
five, brother. Since like my name is Mim, right? And Mim is bee in Thai, like honeybee in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to create something that has a little me in it. So hive, like beehive. So
Cool.
about connection, expansion.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so what do you do with your clients, and who are your clients usually that you help out? Just to,
also female and LGBT.
okay.
Yes, if you're a female and LGBT, I help them. Since when I reached out to that girl, and she was running a program called Freedom Living, and she was introduced me to Isogenics,
What's
which
that?
is a Isogenics health and wellness company.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Peter Kelly?
No.
No, yeah, she's Australian.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, she used to run huge program in
Okay.
Australia,
Yeah.
and with Isogenics as her collaboration, but now and but she got so big, and now she got married to Eric Cover,
Right.
which is the owner of Isogenics now.
So what is that like? Is it? It sounds like an energy drink, or
Yeah, it's how do you say this? It's a health and wellness company who would help people to reach and maintain their health and wellness goal, whatever it is. We have energy as an option, like energy pack. We have weight loss system, energy system, performance system, and right now it just the newest one is essential oil and cacao,
right?
which is gonna be really more like a wellness, not just the weight loss system. And we have to drink that, the founder flew all the way to Russia and get some herbs and adaptogens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And sorry.
so you also work with isogenics yourself,
Right. Yeah, no, so do one-on-one coaching.
right?
So for Isogenics, I have solution for if people want to lose weight, but there's much, much more than that.
Yeah.
Like maybe some layer they need protection. That's why they cannot lose weight. Maybe they have fear of express themselves fully.
Yeah.
So my work is in that area too. It's just not like, hey, I need to lose weight. Hey, here's the system. So I help them go through all the layers. And for all my LGBT clients, I will ask about if they're in a relationship, or the challenge, like why they want to have this solution, because
Right.
the solution works. I mean, I have the system that works, but also my coaching will go deeper. So sometimes I get the answer, for instance, like, because I don't want her to leave me. I want to be like strong. I want to be,
Yeah.
because I'm scared of she's going to leave me to be with a guy. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you help them when they come with these kind of problems?
So offering them the point of view, and I give them option for them to make like an empowered decision for themselves.
Yeah.
And also, for me, I really believe that the way that you can activate your life is by practice. Practice whatever excites you. It could be or practice whatever that is aligned with your inner being. So my exercise would go something like meditation, meditation. I always give them like assignment of like how they want to be, like paint up their day or paint up the next version of them, how really clear of who they want to become, like what they dress, how they talk, anything that kind of activate their brain.
Yeah.
And during meditation, I told them, like, when you hit certain stage in meditation, you can really visualize whatever you want. And during that stage, your mind cannot, then it's not going to be able to tell which one is real, which one's not. So just hold that picture really clear. And once it's done, just drop the expectation. Drop the detachment. It's good that you have, expect good things to happen to you, but you have to detach as well.
So you would say attachment to things causes pain, in a sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the same time, like like one of my client, she's transgender from New Zealand. She experienced the exact same thing as I did, like exact same thing. So I just randomly called her and, asked if I could support, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, ma'am, I need you." And how I empowered her was, I know that the trust the unknown might be really hard, but because you expect so much of this guy, that he could provide you happiness, he could provide, it doesn't mean anything. You have to really accept what is. And I know it's hard that he's cheating on you and, buy a house for another girl, and, so he go and be with another girl. And just to totally just accept the situation that, is find another possible step for her, like anything that's possible. You can't just stuck in there and be that conscious. You can't solve the problem in the level of consciousness that it was created, right? So I told her the next possible thing, you can just go, drive to the ocean or do anything that is like gonna clear your mind. And from that place, you'll make something will come. But you have to trust your heart. You have to trust that. Now they broke up. She got another job.
Right.
And she's gonna join Isogenics too. Like, now she's my client, but then the next step that she want to take Isogenics as a business. Like, great, yeah, that's awesome. I really don't have like all the specific. I do have like specific technique, but mostly because of who I am. My space that I provided for them.
Yeah.
I listen to them. I be there, and because of the experience.
You share your experiences with
them. Yeah, in their pain.
Yeah.
For them. And they trust you. Yeah. And they know that how you feel.
Yeah.
And you're just one step ahead of them. Like, if you want to help someone, you want to be in service, you don't have to be so far. You just have to be like one step. You just like, hey, I did that. I made through. And really, I gave her like, so before I got to the call, I really like make sure that I closed the loop. For instance, like I put away dishes. I make sure that in my mind everything was clear, so I can be with my client fully.
Yeah.
Like, I did my workout. I did the meditation. I made my bed. I sent some gratitude to my friends. I did everything so my mind was clear, and that is enough to be in service to someone.
Yeah.
And we end up talking about random things, to be honest with you. Yeah. And just make her happy, and she's so thankful for that. I am that space that she just can express her fear, and she knows that I'm not gonna judge her, and she know completely that this is the safe place for her to be herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What?
to answer your question, I don't have any specific technique or training. I suggest I don't have any, like, it's just let it be and let it flow, and whatever comes to my mind, I tell my client. But I have the solution to transform the physical.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, physical. But
And you've done a lot of work, like going into the consciousness and understanding yourself from the perspective of the universe.
right.
So yeah, so you bring a lot of that as well, don't you?
Yeah, and
Sort of like your energy itself is your healing modality.
yeah, yeah. And I'm so grateful because of a lot of Thai people, even though they they're Buddhists and they're really heavy on Buddhist, but some part of their Buddhism that had been taught, I don't want to say wrong, but just not aligned with me. Like karma, and you have to deal with your karma. That's my karma, I guess.
Right.
Past life you probably did something bad.
Yeah.
That's why this thing happened. You guys deal with it. No, it's and not a lot of Thai people have been taught the new way. So I'm really, like, every time when I get to talk to my client who are from Thailand, or even help anyone, or have my close friend hop into the call and share them my perspective, it's really inspired me in a lot of ways, like to be able to tell them that that you have so much power, and just because of like the way of Buddhism is it beautiful in its own way, but some teaching is probably same as
Yeah, well,
every religion.
I think when these masters came onto the planet, they embodied the truth so well.
Right.
But then I don't know. As time goes on, humanity has a way of
Exactly. And then and especially when you go to temple now, and they're like, hey, you donate $10, you go to this stage of heaven, and you donate 25, you go higher. And I'm like, hey, like
yeah. And there's a lot of judgment as well in religion, isn't there? Yeah.
not sure about LGBT. LGBT for sure, that because of like, uh, of course, Buddha never judge. Yeah, but people who I don't know, is I don't I, if like for monk or nun, then they don't judge you at all. But what I heard is just from human. Just from human. It's from like some certain people say that, oh, you're gonna go to you're gonna go to hell, this, and you're gonna get punished because you gay. But from like in the, I don't know what you call Bible and Buddhist, I'm not sure, but you never said that.
I think it's called actually, I don't know. I think it's called the Dhammapada or Dhammapada or something like
Yeah. That was close, because like in Thailand we call tripedo.
that. Okay.
Tripe.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Never mentioned anything about being gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um, sorry, this just goes off a little bit of the topic, but you work with a lot of transgender people as well, right?
yes.
So what are the kind of things that you've seen that they go through emotionally?
Acceptance,
Yeah.
and they have the belief system that they're not going to live very long. That's very sad.
Why's that?
Because of the chemical that they use, and the surgery.
Yeah.
you have to use certain pill to suppress
hormones and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So that's since birth.
Just what?
Is that since birth or?
Oh, since they decide to become, they want to get sex change, or even to soften their voice,
Yeah.
or even to like doesn't have any hair so much, or even the feeling become more sensitive per se.
So right. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, this is just from my understanding, but like if your life is going to get um, affected by the meds that you're taking, um, then why take the meds?
Mm, for a
What
lot of my clients,
what would happen if they didn't? Like,
didn't take the meds, so
yeah,
they will just be and see as a guy, and with their being they don't see themselves that way, that
right.
they don't see themselves that
So it would be like a psychological thing that it just demoralized them. Um, yeah, because they feel a certain way, but their body isn't. Uh,
right,
it doesn't look like that, and
so
so
they want to match that, how they feel, so they want to match how they see in the mirror.
that's a really tricky. Um,
Very tricky.
yeah, because I mean, how would you heal a person from that sort of pain that they're carrying? And how would you go into understandings of the spirit and the because you do you bring a lot of your understandings of that uh, to help clients. Like, how would you go about um, talking to them in that way with that understanding?
um for the transgender who want to be what,
Yeah.
trans female, yeah.
So that's a man that has changed to become.
To yeah,
Okay.
for trans female, most of the time I empowered, and a lot of the pain points is they're being cheated on, and acceptance, and not enough, just like the not enough, not worthy. So my clients already has like sex change, so they don't have any problem. Like, they believe that they're not going to live very long, but it's almost like they don't care. Does it make sense?
That
So
that
they,
care if their life is
they
going.
yeah, they don't care, but that's the way they believe. So when we discuss any pain, it's always about like the worthiness, the deservedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the transition, or the fact that we never did discuss, but they just told me that, hey, I'm just not gonna leave it alone, but um because of the pill I've been taking. And for me, if I were them, I couldn't. If I were them, with that I don't want, with that consciousness, I wouldn't know for sure that I wouldn't take the pill.
Yeah.
So I would empower from whatever they want to help with, but tell them that you I wouldn't tell them that to stop taking that. And
Well, can I um like we've done a lot of studying about, you know, like if it's true that we're the universe and that we could manifest what um how our body looks, and
Yeah.
it seems to come from the way that we think and feel,
Hmm.
it would mean that there would be no need for meds. Since so I feel like maybe there's some limiting beliefs that's uh, maybe that comes down to worthiness and things like that, where the body doesn't manifest in the way that they want, and so then they feel like they have to externally do something to make that a reflection of
Match.
yourself, whereas it should be a natural process.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But for trans male,
Well, yeah. So trans male.
that I would be very similar to, like, get the sense of the feeling
Yeah.
of it more, since I was in, was that position of, like, getting top surgery. I would ask them why. I keep asking them, why you do that, what, and then it's gonna come down to worthiness. And I told them that you don't have to see, because of, like, I'm a girl. I feel so much more confident in helping for the client who's like trans female. It was different. So I was helping in the sense of, relationships, or, like, physical transformation, not that's not included with the sex change operation or pill, for,
Yeah.
but trans male, I told them that like, straight up, like, you don't need to do that. You are perfect the way you are.
Yeah.
and and there will be someone out there who match the frequency. It doesn't have to be gay, straight, or, just being. And whoever you is already in your vortex, you just have to allow it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so the teaching will go as the same way.
Well, I feel like the, this kind of stuff isn't talked about a lot, and it's always people are always tiptoeing around it, and I feel like, you know, to really for freedom, like everyone should be able to speak freely and openly about this and understand ourselves more, and heal each other in that way.
Right, right.
I guess that's why I asked these questions. Um, yeah, because I do believe like the answer is always within us, and it's um, I always say that, you know, we're just a body, but who we really are is really beneath or underneath all of that, and understanding the nature of that gives all the answers that we need. Mm.
Yeah. For me, like, sometimes I think, like, the reason why it is what it is for for me is just to, like, really be myself, like, really experience myself fully. And I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Um, what,
Trying to think. It's really hard, like, because I remember one of my lady boy, we call it lady boy, transgender friend, said, "Mim, look, if I had a chance, if I really, really had a chance to become who I want to become, if, like, before I was born, I have a button to click, I would click straight. Like, I would click either a guy or a girl. So I
but,
don't have to
but see, here's the thing, right? Before we were born, we would have had to choose
choose already. Yeah,
the
the
life experience.
contract was already made before we even know.
Right. So
Right.
there's a reason. So in that sense, the challenge that arises, it's like, how do I weather through this and discover my freedom. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether many people have spoken about these topics from a point of view of consciousness.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That like this. Because my friend asked me that when I was like in high school. Yeah, I don't think anyone would even come close. I never heard. Maybe I don't watch TV. I don't know. But yeah, I totally agree. It's the farthest that I have heard was just, we just being like a spiritual being. There's no right, there's no wrong. But when it comes to those hard emotion of especially trans female,
Yeah.
because I do believe that trans female, from my experience, from what I see, trans female suffered quite more.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of trans female friends in high school.
Yeah.
That's why they tend to be really open and very almost like the center of my class. Well, I didn't know why was that, but maybe the deep doubt of acceptance and the loneliness. It could be. I might be wrong, but when I was in high school, all the lady boys always get attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Like it's hard enough, like speaking your truth out into the world, and people are always going to judge you for it. But then when it comes to our sexuality, that seems to go into a deeper layer of vulnerability. So I could imagine how difficult that would be for someone going through that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I commend you for the work that you're doing, and I think you're going to be able to help so many people who really need that. 'Cause that is, yeah,
Like, I'm just we're doing the best we can. I There's a lot of stuff that I still would love to learn or need to learn about, human in general, especially trans female. And what is reflecting me right now is to be more vulnerable to my client. And because sometimes I feel I get scared to step in and ask her why so much. That was really good that you brought that up. So I tend to help them whatever they need help with. But at the deepest layer, I'm still learning every day,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I really would love to know the core of everything.
Well,
Yeah, because I have like a client who is transgender. Yeah, and I would love. Yeah, I would totally gonna.
I feel, yeah, just from how I'm seeing you and being a coach, I see you going and being a real leader in that.
Thank you.
In a sense, yeah.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah, and to follow up that, what is your own vision in the future for what you're
You
doing?
know,
Yeah, do you have it, or do you just live in the moment and go with the flow? Or
right. I always
stuff?
open up to the possibility that things might change. So isogenics is network marketing, and this can be the tool for me right now to use that as a voice and to solution of everything.
Okay.
Because you change one thing, everything changes.
Yeah.
And the vision of that, what I have is just to be in service. And my mom would be already retired, living in a beautiful home. And
After,
sorry.
yeah, so you want to look after your mom as well and make sure that she.
Yeah, really, for sure. Yeah, I couldn't imagine otherwise too. Because before that, it's all like, just about me, like, but right for at this moment, yeah, I really want to just make sure that she's safe, she's okay, and even if I have to work a little harder, and that's fine. Yeah. And it's not even about the expectation or her expectation or anything. I just want to do it just want to do it because I just, from a very, very, very loving space. And yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, from before it would be like, oh, I gotta do it because this is what I do, this like
You have to, because
you have to. But now I just really want to do it, and I would love to connect that dot with her when I would really feel like, have be like she understand me, I understand her completely, and and be really loving her unconditionally. It's not it's not like right now, it's not complete. No, not complete, I don't know what's the word, but it's like unfolding journey of me and her to connect.
yeah, perhaps
Yeah,
like a soul contract or something along those.
yeah,
You
because I
got,
really want to look into her eyes and just like, I totally understand why you did what you did, and I know that you understand what I'm doing right now, and that moment I really want to create that. So that's my vision, and of course, helping LGBT to express themselves fully. I really want to speak at a stage in Thailand.
right.
Yeah, and really empower them,
Yeah,
and educate them, and anywhere, anything that I could help.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
a lot of these days, a lot of like, they have like, plastic surgery and all that stuff going on in Asian, and that's very superficial, if I have to say it. So I want to really be in service and expand the consciousness for Thai people.
I've
Asian.
I've got a round of questions here. Just some of them are funny, some of them are interesting, some of them are
Yeah.
profound. So I'll
Go
shoot
ahead.
you, yeah. And
Yeah.
do you believe in aliens or extraterrestrials?
Aliens? Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate? What are your thoughts on it?
It's okay. To be honest, I've never really, really looked from the point of the universe. Not the universe in a sense, like the universe, not the universe. From the point of the universe is, we just, we just the earth. We're
Yeah,
just spinning around, and I truly believe that there's gonna be some being out there, something that we can out there, because the universe is so big.
it is. Yeah,
From the scientific point,
yeah.
but to be honest, I've never go deep about the universe and how the alien and how, all that.
What about what are your thoughts on past lives or reincarnation? Do you believe that you've come here before on the planet? And
Yes, and I truly believe that we evolving. So for the next, really can't say, like, because for Buddhists, we believe in like past life and believe in karma and stuff. But I almost feel like we believe in, if there's something that we haven't learned from this life, we will be sent to learn, to be that version, to enlightenment in our own way eventually. So yes, I do believe, but
Mhm.
I kind of really want to know, like, if the next life, if you can be animals.
Right. I, I
Yeah,
I reckon that could be true.
they
Hmm,
can be like dragonfly and
who knows? Yeah.
yeah.
What is one thing that you would tell yourself 10 years ago if you could go back in time with what you know now?
Everything will be fine. And you did so good, and I'm so proud of you. I did that in my meditation too. I would like give her, visualize myself, give her like the biggest hug, and like thank you for you doing what you're doing, and you're gonna be so fine. Yeah, just trust the process. I know you're scared, but trust it.
What's some advice that you would give to someone that's been through what you have?
You always have a choice in everything that you do, and if they experience like the cheating and all that, I would tell them to respond from your heart, not to react for what in front of you. Yeah.
What are three books that have influenced you the most and why?
Oh, the first one is Earth is Hiring by Peter Kelly. It's all about alignment. Alignment is everything. Um, she said that alignment is like the host, and sometimes it gets kinked,
Right.
and you have aligned, even though it means that saying no to the plan, even it means that you cannot commit to certain things. You're just gonna make sure that it's aligned fully with who you are and own it, because people can feel your energy.
Yeah.
So that's a book that start for me to saying no to people.
Okay.
Yeah, I like, for the longest time I always please people. I think it's Libra thing too, I don't know. I'm Libra. So that book, and then the all the books by Abraham Hicks.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love her teaching. Feeling good is really the work. The only thing that you can do is to allow, like, the well-being, the joyfulness is already here. You just have to allow it to be flooded in your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, and then one more book. Oh, I have a lot of books. So I really like teaching of Louise Hay, right? Louise Hay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can heal your life. Because it's going to tell you the way that, the science, telling you that you can heal by taking this, but actually there's something deeper that you need to be looking at. And she always give you affirmation that all is like well in your world. Everything is well. Everything is depends how you see it. Yeah, and there's a lot of books about personal development as well. But these are my three books.
And
What about you?
me,
Yeah.
um, I like a lot of epigenetics and that sort of stuff. So Joe Dispenza, How to Break the Habit of Your Mind.
Mm.
I also read stuff like the Bhagavad Gita. um, yeah, the Kabbalah, study some of that, those kind of stuff, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, the Power of Now is really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have that book too.
Yeah,
Really, really profound.
right now I'm reading something called The Kybalion by a man named Hermes Trismegistus, who was an incarnate of Thoth. And Thoth,
Really?
yeah, so
What's
Thoth was like this master that that was on the planet like during Atlantean times or before that, and yeah, just passed on this wisdom of the universe, like some of the laws that the universe operates on, and how we can take that knowledge and wisdom and embody it and be creators on the planet.
wow?
Yeah,
What is it called again?
it's called the Kybalion, Kybalion.
Kaibali. Thank you. I'm gonna look this up. Oh, I like the other one, The Alchemist. It's like a
Actually, yeah. So I've got that. I got the audio book for that. I haven't listened to it yet, but I heard that's a really powerful book, isn't it?
very powerful. Yes. Yeah.
I'll have to listen to
Easy
it.
read. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your biggest spiritual inspiration?
Oh, just one?
You can name a few.
Abraham Hicks.
Okay.
For sure.
So Abraham Hicks is a lady that channels a certain.
To Esther.
So Abraham Hicks is an energetic master, like
Right.
a being that exists outside of this dimension, you could say.
Yes.
And
And then channel through
channels.
Esther Hicks.
Wow, interesting. It's like
Very
there's another
interesting.
person called Ramtha. Have you heard of
Who is it again?
Ramtha?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I remember.
I think you would find that. So it's the same
The same way.
similar energy master that was here on the planet, like during Atlantean times, and so
Mm.
what he does is he comes and channels through this lady,
Oh.
and so then for like a certain period of time, like if she does a workshop, like he'll come into the body and then speak through her, share all this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really want to be in her present once. Maybe she comes to California sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. So the other one,
Yeah, your biggest spiritual inspiration.
the biggest one, yeah, the Abraham Hicks, the Esther Hicks, and then I have it's almost like everyone a lot of people, like for the inspiration, everyone is my inspiration. They have their own teaching, they are unique their own way, and I just admire all of us that helping each helping each other out to rise the vibe on earth on the
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. But the only one that I really admire and I listen to every morning, yeah, Abraham Hicks. I think that's the core. You have to feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you have to feel good.
What's your greatest challenge
Right now,
in all?
yeah, and everything, to really embody the relationship with me and money, to really, I mean, I rewrite my money story and I dissolve the energetic stuff, crap, whatever you want to call, between me and money. So I've in the better place now than it was before. I want to embody it fully and really, really trust that it's the loan from the universe. Like really trust that as long as I'm generating on behalf of the earth, I am going to be fine. I mean, per se, because sometimes another challenge, which is linked to me and my money story, is to trust the unknown.
And what is,
Just
yeah,
yeah. Why what?
and what is your greatest strength?
It's almost like to do this, to trust the unknown. It's the skill.
You find it easy to trust the unknown.
Easy. I mean, you have to do it. That's the only way. That's like, it's almost like the only way out is the
Every
only way in. So the only way that to prove that I have better money, better relationship with me and money is to really generate it,
yeah,
and really to trust it.
yeah,
So my action so far is embody the trust, the surrender. And another challenge is to be in my feminine, be my feminine energy, because that's the energy of success per se. The energy of universe is the energy of success, and it's almost like the consciousness is masculine,
yeah,
like the awareness, the doing, the action is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So really want to embody and lean into success instead of hustle and get the success.
Yeah, yeah. Last question.
Yes.
This is a big one.
This is a funny question, or we already passed the funny question?
The profound one.
Okay.
If today was your last day on Earth, what would you do?
Oof. If the last day. For sure, you probably know it already. For sure, go back to see my family, and probably to call everyone that I cared, or even have made connection or contract or whatever, or even to set the boundary. And I know that I could have done this today too. But I would be so very like surrender, and yeah, I would go see my family, my mom, my grandma, and tell them how much I love them and just be with them, and have a party, invite everyone over, max out all credit card,
Yeah,
fly everyone to
yeah,
Thailand and have the party, and and of course, call, of course, Cassie and all my exes, and like, hey, I'm gonna die today.
The
I love
funny
you, and
thing is, why don't we do that now?
right.
It's the hardest thing, but for some
Yeah,
reason, yeah,
yeah, Philip, I think to myself too. Sometimes, like, because we always have this awareness, and we have this assignment, right? Hey, imagine yourself, like I have a lot of people that I set up the boundary because they don't align with me anymore. And to do that, you have, so you set up the boundary so the universe know this is what you want, this is what you don't want. But this doesn't mean that you don't love them. In soul level, they're doing their best. I'm doing my best. But if today's the last day, I for sure will call them and tell them, wish them well. I really want them to know that I love you, even though we don't talk anymore. But I could do it now, right? Just so Phillips.
Mim, well, thank you for doing this podcast with me, and we touched on a lot of things, and I feel like we went really deep.
Yeah, what an honor, Philip. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um, is how would people be able to contact you and learn more about the stuff that you do and how you might be able to help them.
Yeah, you can reach me at my Instagram is mim_high vibe wellness. Same as my Facebook would be mim and then Chiangmai. That may be hard to spell.
Details on the video.
Yeah, and then my email is mim highvibewellness@gmail.com.
Cool.
And can reach out through you, and you can tell me, or I would really would love to be a voice and to help whoever struggling coming out or can't express themselves, or
I really honor your energy, and I believe in everything that you're doing as well. So whatever I can do to support that.
Yeah, likewise. I'm really honored to be here, and I'm really honored to, for some reason, we connect. Like, we live different part of the world, and
yeah,
it's just the reflection of each other, and universe just work its magic, and boom, you're here talking about stuff, cool stuff. Yeah.
Could you leave our viewers with one last message? If there's a feeling that you got from this whole interview, what message would you give?
I'm sorry, it was skipping a little bit.
So if there's the feeling from this whole interview, what message would you be able to share with our viewers?
The feeling that I have in this interview?
Yeah.
Oh, so much love and calm and, grounded, and almost like you speak it from, like, you really speak it from your heart, Phillips, and I really feel like safe, and I trust you so much to share one of the deepest stuff of my life, and it's really, really powerful, and I feel empowered. Yeah, I feel really empowered and very inspired with your work and with the whole conversation.
Thank you, Mim.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Really, thank you. I wouldn't do this. This wouldn't happen if you didn't talk to me, and that's another thing too. Like, you have to just, be yourself and speak. There's a lot of people out there, wanna. Yeah. Totally.
I will thank you, Mim, and till next time.
Till next time, Philip. Take care.